Rotstang. It's a Friday evening. There's a local guy named Heintz. He has a YouTube channel, Heintz Boy Garage. But anyway, he's been putting together this drift truck, and it's got a 302 Ford, and he's been having a little trouble tuning it, and he's in the area, and he sent me a message. So we're headed down today to hopefully get it all tuned up for him. Usually I bring people to my house, but I'm assuming I have all the stuff I need. I'm hoping it's pretty simple, so here we go. And here are the infamous tracks he drives over in every single one of his videos.
Well, I mean, it's a 1989 Mazda B2200, and I bought it for $600 back 2 falls ago, I believe. And I thought I was just gonna, leave it stock and drag the ground and be okay with that, and I wasn't. So I replaced the 4-cylinder with a V8, and it went from there. It wasn't gonna get coilovers, but it did, and then it got a tube front, and then it got all of this stuff in the rear and hydro, and then it just became a full-blown drift truck, and here we are trying to get it running.
The day before.
Let's see, we got about 12 hours, maybe.
It's fine, never been on the ground.
Yeah, it's never been on the ground. It runs though.
It does run. So
yeah, that's basically the runaround.
There's not too much, right?
No, but I mean, it's not the best. It could be way better, but the important thing to me is that all the fabrication was done by me. With, a tiny ass 110 welder and a plasma cutter and some steel. That's it.
Yeah, it looks pretty beefy. I've been watching your stuff though. It's pretty involved. You going all through the truck. Definitely came a long way in a short time. So Anyway, I guess let's. Ain't got much time, so I guess can't play around.
Yeah.
Here we go. So this is what we're starting with, burning off the heat wrap a little bit there with the smoke since those headers just got wrapped, but a little bit of a lifter tick to adjust out and set up the carb, set the ignition timing. It should be good to go. Go and lay some pretty good rubber. What we thought kind of sounded like a lifter tick. It seems as though, hold this fuel line out of the way so it's not running gas all over the hot engine, but this is part of the old heat riser on the stock carburetors. This is a stock intake like you saw on my F100 build. But what's going on is, this being an exhaust port, you're actually hearing that every time the cylinder fires, a little click, because we're passing a little bit of air right through here on the intake. And you can see it there on my finger, exhaust gas is coming through. So I don't know, maybe we'll find something maybe to do about that. Get a good look at it here. That heat riser port, or whatever you want to refer to it as, that went up to the stock carburetor.
So we were sitting in here. I don't remember what I was working on, but Tim was with the Rotstang right in here, backed into this stall, and he's spraying out the diff with brake clean, and had the oil pan under it, catching all the brake clean and stuff. And he just decided he was going to weld right after that and forgot to blow it out. And I just hear this loud ass bang, and the oil pan explodes, blows out the side of it. His diff's on fire. He says, "Water." I go in the back, grab this little ceramic cup full of water, hand it to him, and he drops it, and it breaks. And then he just puts the cover on it and extinguishes the fire.
That would make sense why it's completely black.
Oh, it was good stuff. With the 110 welder that had the polarity was backwards, so it did not weld at all.
I noticed.
It welded like super glue. That's about it.
It's fine. So, yeah, and then how many times did he blow it up? Because I blew it up once and threw it away.
So he blew it up shortly after that, and then we swapped the gears in school on the lift, and then he re-welded it. No new carrier, no new spider gears or anything, just re-welded over the welds that were cracked and exploded. And
that would explain why it was completely hashed.
Yeah, and then I don't know, from there apparently you blew it up again.
Yep. I drove it into the garage though, so this time when we weld a diff, we're gonna do it the right way.
Hey, it's done and it looks good. Welded gears to themselves, gears to the case, and gears to themselves with a plate in the middle.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be done.
On both sides.
Yeah, that's not coming loose whatsoever. Looks like you got good deep welds.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I mean, the gears are hardened, so when you weld on them, they get hot, and they're not so much hardened anymore, and that's why you had so much issues. But when you got it packed in like that, it's not going anywhere. It's going to stay. As long as, you know, hopefully you don't shear an axle, but we'll find out tonight probably.
Yeah.
All right, so getting rocking and rolling with things, finally getting to work. We have our carburetor here. It's a new Edelbrock. So the first thing we're going to go ahead and do is set it up so that the transfer slots are set right, and then we'll properly adjust our mix screws on the front. But anyway, you want to adjust your transfer slots so there's only a small square showing. So there's a little bit more showing here, but really it's already set up pretty good. So pretty much I just had to pull it off. I want to check that over. You always want to verify that. And then we'll get our mixture screws adjusted. But overall the carb looks good. I'm going to pull it off, and we're going to set the float height, make sure that's right. But overall, you know, being a brand new unit, we should be in pretty good shape. All right, we got the transfer slots set. We're just going to go ahead and set our mix screws. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn them both all the way in, and then we're going to take them out 2 full turns so that when we fire up the engine, we can stick our vacuum gauge on the carburetor and then properly adjust our mix screws. So, and something to keep in mind, you don't really want to look at the slots, because oftentimes when you set these carburetors, you know, they seat and they're different from one another. So you don't want to go off that. You really want to count your turns, and a lot of times the slots on the screws will not be the same. Again, you want to take these down until they're seated, but you don't want to really torque on it. You know, the body of the carburetor is just aluminum, so you can do some damage to that. So you just want to go nice and easy until they're seated, and then you can turn them back out evenly. All right, the mix screws are both turned 2 turns out. So with the float bowl setting, when we get that done and the float height set, we'll be ready to slap our carburetor back on, fire it up, and do our baseline tuning. For the most part.
Okay, those are painted.
Are you filming?
Oh yeah. Go for it. Don't even have to prime it. Degrees of initial timing. And there we got a tack. Now with the wideband here, as it warms up and atomizes the fuel better in the intake, it's just going to get richer and richer. So we're waiting for it to get up to temp here so that we can properly set our carburetor. So as you can see here again, the wideband is getting a little bit richer and richer. When it first fired, it was at 14, so you always want to let the temp get up before you tune your carburetor. Yeah, we're about up to temp. I'll watch this if you want to tell me if the O2 gauge when it gets to about 13 and a half. Getting pretty lean.
About 13, bouncing from 13 to 13.
Yeah, that's about where you want it. There we go, 13. axle timing, everything's set up good. We're not gonna have to put any springs and needles in here because making good enough manifold vacuum. Obviously we're gonna have to do a driving test to determine our accelerator pump setting, but overall pretty damn responsive. When the coil blew up, all that freaking oil went right on the header, and that's why it's burning our eyes, because it is oil.
Oh shit.
Awesome. So if you leave your key on and you don't have capacitive discharge or whatever I said, it's too late to even remember what it's actually called. But you leave 12 volts on your coil, it's just a giant like heat sink deal, and it just boom.
Ticking time bomb.
Pretty much. So
10 minutes.
Capacitive discharge, that's what I was trying to say, but you leave your key on, you create a bomb. It's nice. It's just a heating element.
Chinese wire strippers, don't buy them.
They're the best. It's about 10:30. Be done by 11, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Ran out of diff oil. That's probably not important either.
Yeah, whoever said that buying extra was a good thing.
No, you just go right for what you need, no more.
What size do you think these are?
Who the heck knows? Doing good stuff. It's about 11 o'clock. It's fine. Be done by 11:30, right?
Yeah, of course.
Totally.
Let's grab a cup. I'm assuming it would make my coffee taste better.
12:30. Pretty much done.
Almost.
12:30.
It's not 12.
Is it 12?
12:02.
That's pretty much 12:30 if you round up. Yeah, I don't even know. It's too late to think. Too late to think.
Too late, it's fucking... Okay, it's a 1. But that's not that bad.
No. The rear end's in there. It's kind of aligned. Eyeballed it. It's mostly in the fender straight. The pinion angle's close enough. And you're doing things. I'm not sure what things, but you got some wire and stuff. It looks like it's pretty much done. It's mint condition.
Clean one owner.
Right. Second original owner right here.
Yes. And then we're gonna have a wideband, and it's gonna tell us how many oxygens we have.
And how lean it is when our piston melts.
Because that's what I want to know. I want to know how. I don't care if it blows up. I just want to know how lean it was when it blew up.
Right.
All right. Well, since the last time we recorded, let's see. I mean, it's basically all together now. It's got body panels on it. I don't think it did last time.
I don't think so.
I mean, just little stuff has changed. Like these breathers don't leak now. It's got brakes and it's got a clutch, and in the rear end there's a little more bracing to keep it a little more stiff. These and 2 other ones that you can't see. Bash bar with a jack point. Other than that, it just works now.
It runs.
Yeah, it does burnouts.
Yeah, so I guess we'll get that carb plate on there and you can lay some rubber.
Yes, sir.
So last time we had that little EGR port or heat riser or whatever that thing was on this stock intake, which is actually the original Rotstang intake, coming up, and it was kind of spitting out the side where you can see the carbon there on the spacer, because any aftermarket spacer doesn't cover up that port. So we got one of those plates I made for the F100 in here, but naturally the carb studs are just barely too short, so we're trying to turn them out a little bit and then just get enough so we can thread something down and go on from there, I guess, and work with what we got. But I think we should have enough. Hopefully that eliminates the ticking noise. There really is a lifter tick, but I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that 99% sure that that's what it was. That Exhaust gas is popping out right there. So find out soon enough, I guess.
Just so that it doesn't.
How much time do you think you have into it?
I would guess 1,000 hours.
Right at 1,000.
Yeah, I mean, I did the math with like 6-hour days, and when I was doing 4-hour days, and about 1,000. All right, are you ready?
Fire in the hole. What?